welcome to this review of Monarch Legend of Monsters, which is on Apple TV. This is kind of a disappointing series for me. And before I'm going to put up this disclaimer for fair use notice, because I'll be talking about the subject of the series, which starred Kurt Russell and his son. I'm just wanted to do a quick review, which won't take very long, because it was a very disappointing series. Now, when I grew up on these monsters, back in the Toho days, when director Hirshio Honda, it's hard to pronounce there, Ishiro Honda, back when they did Monster Zero, Godzilla versus Mothra, Terror of Mechagodzilla, and a lot of those early 60s, 70s Godzilla movies. Now, some of them were kind of silly, like Son of Godzilla and stuff that. And some of the later ones were really good back in the 90s and 2000s. But this new one was kind of disappointing because it was done by the production Legendary Pictures, who came out with the more recent Godzilla movies for America, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But this series was so disappointing because it was more of the characters, not the monsters.
The world is on fire.
Monarch was there in San Francisco. When the whole city was coming down, these guys were taking pictures, like they'd been waiting for it.
You think that your father was working for them?
This stuff was in a safe.
Who are they? What's Monarch?
There's a new one coming.
This is the world we live in. Monsters are an inescapable reality.
And it's just
Those files belong to us, and they are more important than you could possibly imagine.
there's a new one coming.
This is gonna give me nightmares.
This one's coming to an end.
Now, you can choke down that Monarch lie
This one's coming to an end.
about your father disappearing, or we can find out what really happened before it's too late.
Oh my God, go!
This world, it's not ours. Believe me.
It is so much more vast than we could possibly imagine.
These monsters and Monarch have taken everything from me. No more.
The world is on fire. If you want to save millions of lives, we can use some help.
And the reason why I say that is that the basis is a company named Monarch, who was originally going to be a study of the Titans, what they called Titans, which are all the monsters, Godzilla, Rodan, as you saw in a lot of the movies, King Ghidorah, they brought all those out. They just didn't present Godzilla. King Kong is also a part of that, even though King Kong was an American made monster, originally put out by RKO Pictures, which I believe later on Universal Pictures took over the franchise for those movies. And so, but being that there were movies in the past where Godzilla versus King Kong was supposed to be popular, which I didn't care for that one. I thought it was stupid. It was really ridiculous. And so fast forward to today, we have what is called the Titans and a group called Monarch. Now, Monarch, their symbol looks like a sideways hourglass. But the thing of it is, it looks too much Luciferian symbol. And if you ever look at some of the owl symbols for the Bohemian Grove, you will see in the eyes, as you'll see in this picture here, and there it is right there. The Bohemian Grove owl. But as you can see from the picture, oh, here's an even better. So as you can see from the eyes right there, you can see the monarch symbol on there. But it flashes back and forth, and I guess it kind of takes up Kong on Skull Island with a guy named Shaw, I believe his name was Bill Shaw, was originally played by John Goodman. I guess died on the island, and through a taped message for his son grows up and becomes a part of Monarch and develops this thing to bring back Titans. And so they flash back and forth. I don't want to bore you with the details of it, of this first season. I definitely am not going to look forward to the second season, but apparently what had happened was this is kind of like the birth of Monarch. Now, Monarch was a group that was mentioned in the movies, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and then more recently, Godzilla versus Kong, and the upcoming Godzilla X Kong, Dark Empire, and all these movies that are coming out are all supposedly related. So basically, but the characters is there's the guy whose son or stepson rather is trying to track down these Titans, and his son and his daughter from two different marriages, by the way. So there's some polygamy going on here. One wife was in Japan, the other wife was in America. And so there's two siblings. They finally meet each other in this season. Well, the female also happens to be a lesbian. So it makes you wonder, Kennedy involved with this? You know, Kennedy, we talked about her, whose work with Spielberg and Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indiana Jones. She was a part of the latest Indiana flop that came in. Kathleen Kennedy, thank you. Kathleen Kennedy there was some memes going on, and with South Park saying, make the female character a lesbian.
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
Well, then maybe we should go a different route than we did with Indiana Jones.
Fuck Indiana Jones, put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
Well, guess what? The female daughter of this scientist that is trying to get in touch with these titans is a lesbian, but not just your average lesbian with the girlfriend and so on and so forth, but she's having an affair with another woman. Gross. Why is that necessary in this series, which Godzilla only shows up in about 2 or 3 episodes, by the way? And so anyway, a lot of this is supposed to take up after Godzilla King of the Monsters, where he destroys San Francisco. I know I'm jumping around here, but if you followed the movies, this is all intertwined in that whole thing. They bust out Kurt Russell's character, who is the older Lee Shaw. I'm sorry, Lee Shaw, I guess his name is. The other guy, the John Goodman character in Kong on Skull Island, is Bill Rhonda. And Bill Rhonda also is played by a different character in the flashbacks in the past, because he died on Skull Island, so he has no part of this whole thing. And so this is what's so confusing. You have to watch every episode of the season to get it. It's stupid. I'm sorry. I know that's a dumb thing to say, but I thought, because I grew up on Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is an excellent actor. He's had a lot of good films to his credit, and I won't list them here now because I think the whole thing is so Luciferian, and so it was hard to watch. And the same with Reacher. Johnny and I, and we're going to talk about it on Flipping Tables, but Reachers was, and I agree with Johnny on this, is that this scripts for these shows, I mean, we joke about Kathleen Kennedy, but this is CIA crap that's written by LA wine moms. There's just no substance. It's bad writing. It sucks. It stinks. It's a steamy pile of crap.
That is one big pile of shit.
And I refused to pay any money to go see that. Now, I told you, I saw Godzilla -1. I was very impressed. I was very impressed with that movie. It was done very well. But it was done in Japan for Toho Productions. And also in this Monarch Legendary of Monsters, once again, it's the same narrative ever since they created Godzilla in 1954. In this one particularly, Godzilla was created by the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings. Okay. And then later on, when they tested the bombs on Bikini Islands, it didn't destroy Godzilla. It only made him bigger and more stronger. So we're the bad guys, the USA. We came up with the nuclear bomb that created Godzilla, so we are reaping what we sow. And And it's all because Japan expelled the Jesuits. Remember the movie, the Martin Scorsese movie, The Mission, I believe is the name of it, or Silence, where they expelled the Jesuits from Japan. And so they're still throwing it in our faces. So anyway, that's my take, for what it's worth, on Monarch, Legends of the Monsters. And I don't recommend it. It's a steamy pile of crap. Godzilla is so CGI, it's pathetic. I had a hard time telling in Godzilla -1 whether there was a guy in a suit or was it CGI. And if you want to see a Godzilla movie, go see Godzilla -1. Don't bother with Monarch, Legends of the Monsters. I'm already forgetting the title of the show. So, and I'm giving it the patented Johnny Cerrucci bullshit flag on the whole mess. Thanks for watching.